Yeah. So when I was on Jet, I had gained a few skills. I had learned things about teaching, and I'd learned a little bit about like translating, like consecutive translation. But when I got off of Jet, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to be in Osaka. So I took on, dispatch company work, and during that time, I'd gone through a lot. I'd gone through some adversities at work, personal life,
Mm,
and after coming home for a short time, the Jet career consultation came up, and
mm,
I decided I've been trying to do this on my own, and it hasn't borne fruit. So I need to, think about this with somebody else. I need some I need some input from somebody else who's maybe more knowledgeable about these things. And just after, consulting with you, I think it gave me a combination of both confidence, but also to dream bigger. And it just so happened that came at a time where I was actually offered like a little bit more of a leadership role. And in that, even when I failed, I learned to kind of like pick myself up, take it as learning experiences. And, with those, I gained more confidence in my abilities. And afterwards, when October came around, about halfway through the school year, I made a decision to say, hey, I want more from my career. I'd like more from my life, but I need to take action.
yeah.
So let me get all the resources, let me get all my experiences, let me update my resume, polish things up, and I'm gonna go for it. And in January, I was informed that I'm gonna be working for the Osaka Prefectural Board of Education, and
Yay.
it was quite the journey. It wasn't a direct path. I
Mm,
didn't just get my role directly out of, oh, look at me, like, all right, I've got my jet experience. I know exactly what I want to do, and bam, I have entered the dream role that I've been looking for. It was a much more indirect path. That's just kind of a way that I want to encourage people. It's possible. It's difficult, but it is very possible. And I think having people that are alongside you to encourage you, to remind you that, hey, you have what it takes, and to draw those skills out of you,
yeah.
and to just instill you with confidence and to encourage you, I think is huge.
Oh my God. I'm so happy for you. You summarized that journey so well. I'm just here listening. I feel like I'm listening to a podcast. Like I'm so happy that the timing worked out, and honestly what you shared too is so realistic and kind of mirrors my experience too. It's never really a direct path. If there's timing
Yeah.
involved, there's what you mentioned too about like just this change within you to just take action
Mm,
and like taking whatever came your way and responding to it with like a growth mindset. Not everyone does that, and not everyone is in like the right headspace, I think, to be able to receive and learn from those types of experiences. And you did awesome and like scaling like just just using those to your advantage in a way.
mm,
I like I said earlier, like I can tell in the way that you talk about your story and who you are and how you've taken this journey to getting to where you are now, which is you're about to start working in a new position, staying in Osaka, doing like you were able to get what you wanted, and it took a lot of like persistence, perseverance.
yeah.
How does it feel now that you've come all this way and you're at the end of the tunnel and you're like, at least for this part of your career, what does it feel like for you?
Yeah, it feels like everything that had occurred, it all came together and just is totally worth it. The amount of uncertainty that I had felt even just like 2 years ago feels like a completely different chapter of my life now. And so just with the confidence that I can walk into uncertainty, I can walk into these seasons of great change. Like it's like whatever comes my way, that I know that I have the skills and the tools to handle it. And like you mentioned earlier, having that mindset,
Yeah,
like just having my head be in the right place, because
yeah,
it wasn't always like that.
yeah,
But at a certain point, I had to decide, like I have to get my head in the right place. Otherwise, I'm not going to be ready for, even if opportunities did come,
right.
would I be ready for that? Would I have the right mindset? Would I have those tools?
it's adversity, what's it called? Prone in a way.
Mm,
It's also like the lens
mm,
that you look at things with. Like I think the way that you look at the world and like challenges, it's really impressive actually your outlook on anything that comes your way rather than seeing it as like a setback. I can hear
mm,
in the way that you talk about, the things that you're experiencing or even yourself that there's really you have a beautiful way of not judging yourself, which for me living in Japan, I think it can be easy to get caught up in like comparison and a little bit of
mm.
like self-doubt and judgment. But sometimes when we're in a period of transition or change or uncertainty, it's easier for those judgments to come in. So I'm curious, like, do you remember anything about what kind of shift you remember happening?
There was one phrase that I can remember from that call, and it was that idea of grounded energy. And it was a sense that there are so many things to worry about and so many different cares that can come in, like all these external things. It's all, it can all hit you at once and it can be overwhelming. And yet, if I were to focus and I were to just like take a deep breath,
Mhm.
for example, I'm working on my resume
Yeah.
and it's that idea of like, oh man, does it have to be perfect? Does it have to be?
Mhm.
But then there comes a step back and say, nope, what are your experiences?
Yeah.
What are your skills?
Yeah.
Put them on there. They don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Put them on there and let's roll,
Yeah.
like let's do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's really one of the biggest things that I took away
Mhm.
from our session together was this idea that like when I'm grounded and I'm not in
Mm.
shame and judgment, because shame and judgment, it's like, yeah, you're not grounded. You're like flying in 27 different directions. But
Yeah.
grounded, it's just like, okay, no, I know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I know what I'm worth and I know what I bring to the table and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And so I can walk into interviews. I can apply for jobs confidently. It's like, hey, even if you say no,
Yeah.
I'm okay with who I
Oh,
am.
okay. Yeah. What I'm hearing too is that when you say like grounded energy, I think we probably did a meditation or something in the beginning of that call. But what I'm hearing is that in addition to like the grounded energy helping kind of drown out the noise, quiet the self-doubt, you also very much like strengthened your self-trust. And in doing that, it also puts those doubts to the side because you can trust that you are making a decision that's good for you. You can't control the outcome.
Hmm.
But there's also an interesting thing how like it's like how you treat yourself kind of gets reflected into the world. And then the universe also like starts to support you in the same way that or like you can trust that the universe is there to like bring your ideas to fruition because you trust yourself. It's like a very interesting thing that I've noticed in life and I think you've got it. Like I think it's like it's not even this one transition. It's like now forevermore you can take this mindset with you and it's part of like kind of your being now, I think. And it sounds like you apply it to like all different facets of life too. Um which I'm curious, do you think this